Hey guys, today we're going to talk about gap insurance, and this is pretty simple. There's kind of a loss for thoughts of what the actual meaning of it is. My thought is general asset protection, although a lot of people call it general auto protection, because typically you only buy gap insurance when you're buying a vehicle. So what that does is gap insurance is basically the difference between the loan amount and what the car is worth. So when you purchase insurance from anywhere, whether it's who you're with now or if you're shopping around, basically what they do is they insure for what's called actual cash value. If you don't know the difference between that and replacement cost, I'll link a video up to here that I just did last week, and you can watch that. Gap insurance is basically the amount that you purchased the car for. Let's say you bought it for $10,000, you drove it home. Tomorrow that car is probably worth $9,000, because buying a brand new car off the lot is going to depreciate in value pretty quickly. And car insurance, it typically doesn't insure the full value of the car or the loan, because it's only insuring what the car's worth at the time of the accident. So gap insurance is filling that gap. So if you spent $10,000, you owe $9,000, but the car's only worth $8,000, you have a $1,000 gap in between there, between what your car's worth and what you owe. So if you total your car's paid off. It goes to the loan, pays the check, you're done. $8,000, there you go. But you still have a $1,000 loan. So you're still stuck with no car and $1,000 to be like, well, what do I do now? You owe that $1,000. That's where you can pick up what's called gap insurance, and that'll pay the difference. Same scenario. Let's just go a little bit higher end. So $40,000 vehicle. If your car was worth $30,000 at the time of the accident, but you owe $40,000, there's a $10,000 gap there. So you're going to have that insurance that you purchased ahead of time or in your auto insurance. It's optional both ways. Is you'll have that extra $10,000 worth of coverage. It's just going to pay off the loan. You're free and clear. You're not in debt because of it, so you're good. Where this comes into play is if you're going to have no down payment or less than a 20% down payment, that's where it's typically recommended. Because if you're going to have a loan and you're going to drive off that lot and you're underwater on that loan, if something happens, you're stuck. Should you buy an insurance versus buying it at the dealership? I've got mixed feelings on that. Now, I personally tell people buy it at the dealership only because of an experience I had, which was really good. I had purchased a vehicle, and it was like a $15,000 vehicle a few years back. And I bought gap insurance with it. And it was pretty expensive. I mean, it's anywhere from $500. I think it was even $1,000 when I purchased it. But what it was optional. So what I mean by optional is I could cancel at any time and get the remainder of my money back. It was on a set time frame. What that meant was if my car was worth $14,000 when I bought it, but I drive it off the lot and it's worth $13,000, I've got that extra gap, right? But eventually the value of your car will meet the replacement cost of your car or the insurance value. So if your car is flat even and you owe $8,000 and you have an $8,000 loan, you're not underwater. So you're wasting money with the gap insurance. Well, the one I bought at the time, you could refund it. So the moment I hit that crossing point where my car was worth as much as it was actually I owed on it, then I got money back. I think I got like $400 or $500 back from the gap insurance. And that was my experience with it. Can you purchase it in auto insurance? Absolutely. You'll do a monthly payment. Not all companies do that, so you'll have to check with your agent. Hope this helps. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.